Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, we will be covering chapter number 10, Retirement Planning. This video is part of NISM Investment Advisor module. So I request you to please go through the other videos that has been uploaded in this particular playlist. You can find the link to the playlist on the I button in the description box as well as at the end of this video. If you like this one, do hit the like button and please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. It would really be appreciative and supportive for me. Now let's start with this one. Retirement planning is the process of determining and accumulating the retirement corpus one would require to live a comfortable life after the paid work life ends. So, retirement planning is actually you're planning to accumulate that retirement corpus, accumulate that amount of wealth which would be sufficient for you to live your life after your retirement. So for example, you are expecting to live for about 85 to 90 years and you are retiring at the age of 50 years. So after you retire, you want to be having a stable job, a stable income source. So what you have to do is to plan to create income sources after retirement or to invest that much of amount to accumulate that corpus which would be enough to live a comfortable and sufficiently good life after your retirement. So thus retirement planning becomes important. The ultimate goal of retirement planning is to achieve financial independence. So the ultimate objective for why you do retirement planning is not to depend on your children's after you retire and not to depend on anyone else. So to be financially independent, to have enough to live your life after your retirement as well. Objectives of retirement planning. Increasing lifespan coupled with early retirement makes it crucial for us to plan for a post retirement life of at least 25 to 35 years. So now the young generation, they're wanting to retire early, and retiring early means you need to accumulate more corpus through which you would be able to sustain other the post retirement life of you, which would be around 25 to 35 years. So the post retirement life, to live that comfortably and financially independent way, and in financially independent way, the retirement planning becomes an important factor. Other than that, inflation will erode the purchasing power of money. So cost of living is bound to increase. You also need to plan because the inflation rate would be degrading your purchasing power. So the value of 10 lakh rupees won't be same after say some years of time. The value would decrease. Your purchasing power would decrease. So you need to consider that inflation factor. The cost of living would thus increase at your age of retirement. The risk-taking ability will also go down, resulting in a shift towards safer avenues of investment. So during your pre-retirement and retirement age, your risk-taking ability will go down. You won't be able to take much risk because then you would be concerned about capital protection for your liveliness and sustainable life, as well as the people who were dependent on you. So the risk-taking ability will go down, and thus you would be shifting towards safer investment avenues, and you know that the safer investment won't generate you much higher returns. So it's better to start investing early, start planning early for retirement, so that you would be able to generate good returns over a period of time, to enjoy same quality of life after retirement and to cover daily living expenses. So one more reason is that you don't want to compromise with your living style after you retire, and you don't need to do that. So you would be able to do that after doing a proper retirement planning, so that you would be living the same lifestyle which you are used to do, and you would be able to cover the daily living expenses then also. Some more objectives: to cover medical expenses and be prepared for medical emergencies. As you know that during your retirement age, that would be somewhere your health problems would increase, the diseases and the medical expenses, the illness problems all would come into picture, and thus you need to be ready to face all those medical emergencies. And the cost which is rapidly increasing of hospital and medical expenses would so that that don't create a burden of you on you. It's necessary that you get a proper health insurance and you accumulate some amount to meet those medical emergencies. To create regular income sources after retirement, it's also necessary that once your regular income source from job has been over, you need to create another regular income source. So that one source would be the pensions you would be getting. Other than that, you could rent out your property, so the rent amount which you would be getting would be an regular income source for your after your retirement to serve your expenses. So this way you could create regular income sources after your retirement as well, so that you don't need to compromise with your living style, and you would be you won't be any burden on your family or your children's. To deal with any kind of uncertainties, it's good to be prepared rather than facing the difficulty and then crying over it. So no one has seen what's going to happen in future, and so that you don't be financially weak, it's better advice to be financially prepared to face any kind of uncertainties. As the Indian economy will mature, the interest rate and stock market return will continue to moderate, resulting in lower return from investment. And thus, you can understand that the inflation factor, which keeps on increasing, and the economy which is maturing, the rate of interest would be decreasing. So, somewhere the gap between your money would be increasing. So, it's better to be prepared, it's better to be financially strong and start early investing. Start investing at your early stage only, and it's always advised to be financially independent no matter at what life cycle stage you are. It's always good to be financially independent. Coming to retirement planning process, so it starts with decide your retirement age. First you need to be clear about at what age you would like to retire. So for many people, they like early retirement around 45 to for 50 years. In between, many people like to retire at the age of 60 years. So decide your retirement age, when you would like to retire, or if you are in any government job, what is your retirement period when you would be retiring. So decide that. Then set your retirement goal. What would be your retirement goal? So after retirement, what all things would come into picture? Would you be arranging for children's marriage? Would you be going for vacations? Will there be any extra cost? Will there be any loan which you need to pay off after your retirement? So what would be your retirement goals? Set and figure out what could be the a large amount of cash that would be involved after your retirement. Now calculate the retirement corpus required. We are not just doing qualitative things. So you need to calculate what amount exactly you would require. You need to estimate that if this much would be my living expenses after retirement, and this much period I would be sustaining, I would be expecting my life to sustain. So what would be exactly the retirement corpus to cover all those expenses and for a good comfortable life? Consider the inflation rate. It's very necessary that whenever you are thinking of your retirement goal, so for example, you are planning for any vacation after your retirement. So the amount which would be you would be spending on that particular vacation at today's period of time won't be same in future period of time. So that would be increasing. Inflation factor would come into picture. So always calculate the future value and then invest and accumulate amount that would be equal to that future value. It's important to assess your current financial situation. So, what all income and expenses you are having, what all assets you have created, or liabilities that are burden on you. So, you need to pay off your debt. You need to assess your financial situation at current period of time. According to that, you can create a portfolio where you would be investing in various schemes, and you would be looking at different returns from those schemes over a period of time. Then it's also important to track and review that plan. So keep reviewing your portfolio which you have constructed, so that the objectives, the motive behind that is fulfilled. Coming to the estimation part, so how to estimate your retirement corpus? So let's take an example. For example, if your present age is 35 years and you want to retire at the age of 50 years. Now, lifespan, you are expecting that you would be living up to 85 years and your monthly expenses are about 35,000, and let's assume the inflation rate to be 6.5% per annum. It's always advised to be conservative when assuming inflation rate, because if you are ending up investing and saving more, that automatically would pass on to your children's, but if you are lacking on the investment amount, that would create a burden on you. So it's better to be conservative and save and invest some more amount. The average return from a conservative portfolio would be 8% per annum. So looking at the pre-retirement age of yours, the average return where you could invest you would be getting about 8%, because here you would be a little conservative and investing more in safer investment avenues. So how would you be able to calculate the retirement corpus that you would require? So let's see, future value of your monthly expenses. Now your 35,000 is present value. You need to consider the future value. So 35,000 into 6.5%, that is the inflation factor, 1 plus 6.5%. So 1.065 raised to the power 15 years. 15 years, because after uh, at present you are at the age of 35 years until your retirement, 15 years are left. So after 15 years, what would be the future value of your monthly expenses? Because after that you would require this much amount. So today's 35,000 would be equal to 90,000 after 15 years. So you can see the difference. So approximately 3.2 crores of retirement corpus would be required if you want to serve this monthly expense and not compromise with your lifestyle after your retirement. So the estimated 3.20 crore covers only the basic day-to-day living expenses. Along with these, so what we have estimated was only the living expenses that you are covering through this retirement corpus. Along with these, one must have certain expenses like health insurance premium, home renovation, social commitments, and vacations. So if you are planning any vacation, if you are planning to take health insurance, or you are spending in home renovation, there could be other expenses as well. As I said, your children's marriage also. So there could be uncertain expenses. And if you are going to take that into picture, the expenses like children's education and marriage and any outstanding loan, all these expenses, if you take into picture, the reasonable retirement corpus would be somewhere about 5 to 10 crore. So you can see this large amount which you have to accumulate to live a good retired life. So you need to plan, you need to invest at early stage of life only.
Stages in retirement. There are two distinct stages in retirement, the accumulation stage and the distribution stage. The accumulation stage is the stage at which the saving and investment for the retirement corpus is made. And the distribution stage of retirement is when the corpus created in the accumulation stage is employed to generate the income required to meet expenses in the requirement. Okay, so in your module, the entire stages that has been covered in the retirement is divided into two parts. That is the accumulation and the distribution. Now, as the word suggests, you can get the meaning. So, in the accumulation stage, the focus is on accumulating the retirement corpus that will be required when the individual will retire. So, before that, whatever you can accumulate, whatever would be the corpus that would be required, in what ways you can accumulate that. So by making investment, by making saving, investing in different pension plans, mutual fund retirement schemes, provident funds, etc. So you are trying to accumulate your retirement corpus that will be required at the later stage when you will be retiring. In the distribution stage, what happens, it is when you get retired. So in the distribution stage, whatever corpus you have created, whatever corpus, retirement corpus you have accumulated, now is the time that you can use that corpus, you can use that large sum of money to meet your daily expenses or your daily requirement. So I will leave you with one, two examples. So, some people, what they do, they invest their money in bank deposits and a lump sum amount in bank deposit, and they get periodic payments for that. So, many retired persons, they do that. They invest their large sum of money in bank as deposit, and they get periodic payments. Now, those periodic payments help in serving their monthly requirements, the monthly expenses. In the similar way, there is this plan called SWP in mutual funds, which is systematic withdrawal plan. So what happens there, also you invest a lump sum amount, and out of which you can get your periodic payments, which can be monthly or quarterly, along with some interest credited to it. So it becomes beneficial. Now that's what happens in distribution stage. You have used your retirement corpus to gain a source of regular income for you. Coming to the estimation of retirement corpus, so there are different methods used to estimate the amount of income that is required in retirement. The first one is income replacement method, and second is expense protection method. So in your module it has been mentioned two methods has been on focus, that is income replacement and expense protection. So when one is planning to estimate that how much money will be required once I retire, how much money will be sufficient to meet my expenses for rest of the years when I won't be in a particular job, when I won't be getting paychecks, when I would be dependent on pension or another sources of money. So what would be the retirement corpus that would be required at that particular point of time? So there can be two methods that by which you can estimate the amount. The first one, which your chapter mentions, is income replacement method. The income replacement ratio is the percentage of the income just before retirement that will be required by an individual to maintain the desired standard of living in retirement. So what you can do, either you can go through income wise calculation or expense wise calculation. So in income wise calculation, you can estimate that what would be the percentage of income that will be required once you retire. So there would be many sources where your income goes. Once your income is credited, there are different sources where your income is spent. Now some of those sources will come to an end when you will go to your retirement period. So for example, many people, they save money, they invest their money for their children's marriage or children's education. Now those goals would be completed. A large portion of income of many individuals goes into repayment of loans. So as suggested in the video and in the whole process of retirement planning, that the loans whatever was taken has to be repaid before the retirement. So again, one source where your income was going, that will come to an end. So this is how you can see that what would be the percentage of income that can be required after the retirement, because many sources where the income was going will come to an end, and there could be new sources where the income has to be allocated. So that could be one method. Another could be expense protection method. In this method, the focus is on identifying and estimating the expense that is likely to be incurred in retirement years. So another method is you can go by expense, and this is mostly followed method. What people generally do, they try to estimate that what would be their expenses once they retire. So there would be certain expenses additional, like on traveling or on medical facilities, because that becomes a priority at that particular age. So there would be different expenses. There would be some common expenses, like that of your daily requirements and your living standard that has to be maintained. So estimating the expense and then deciding that what would be the retirement corpus that will be required once you retire, these two methods will be in focus.
Now, coming to various retirement plans to invest. So, what all retirement plans you could invest in? There is National Pension Scheme, and this provide the tax deduction also under Section 80C, about 1.50 lakh on the investment amount which you have made. Then there are traditional pension plans. There is Senior Citizen Savings Scheme, public provident fund, employee provident fund, which is provided by your employer. There are mutual fund retirement schemes which provide good returns, about 10 to 12%. So one must have mutual fund retirement scheme in his or her portfolio. Then there is common schemes like Atal Pension Yojana. So you need to consider all these schemes and look out the benefits of all these schemes, and then decide on where to invest, what all profits, what all returns you would be getting, how safer these instruments would be, and the tax deductions which you would be getting over it. So these various retirement plans you could opt to invest in. Rules to follow to manage finance efficiently. First is portfolio diversification, investing in accordance with life cycle stage. So it becomes important that you diversify your portfolio. Right. So if you are diversifying your portfolio, you are investing in various asset classes, and thus you are trying to minimize the risk. Because even if one asset class does not perform well, you are having other asset classes which would generate you returns. So it's good to diversify your portfolio. Investing in accordance with life cycle stage. So as I said, start early investing. And when you are young, you would be investing more in equity oriented scheme which would generate you good returns. And after a period of time till the pre-retirement age, you would be a little debt oriented, and you would be investing in safer investment avenues to get capital protection. So invest according to your life cycle state so that any kind of financial burden is not created. Excessive debt on credit cards and personal loans should be avoided, because these are unsecured loans and these usually charge higher interest rate. So unless it's not required, do not spend, do not purchase any credit card, do not go for personal loan. It should be avoided as much as possible. If you need to if you need to achieve certain goals, you first need to save, invest, accumulate that wealth, and then you need to achieve that goal rather than just taking loan and fulfilling your wish. So unless it's not a need, don't go for it. Mortgage loans may be useful in wealth creation. So yeah, you can go for secured loans if we are talking, but what you need to do is convert your loan into a source of income generation. So for example, you have taken home loan to build a house. Now rent out your property and generate an income source from that. So other than you are living over there, you are also renting out flats. So you would be generating cash flow for your cash flow for you, and that would serve as wealth creation. So taking loans for wealth creation would be a good option. Surrender all high premium and low coverage insurance policy like the endowment and money back plans. Instead, opt for term plan. So don't go for insurance plans like endowment and money back plans, because what happened there, you are paying higher premiums and the coverage which you are getting is less. So always go for term cover, because term cover is that life insurance which provides you good coverage amount, and the premiums would be very less. And insurance should always be treated as a risk cover and not as an investment. So look out for the coverage amount which you would be getting. So it's good to opt for term plan and not for these endowment and money back plans. Stay away from pension plans that are highly illiquid. So if you want that you are having liquid funds, don't go for pension plans, because pension plans always have certain lock-in period that usually go till your retirement age. So after your retirement only, you would be uh, you would be able to avail these pension plans. So it's good to keep that in your portfolio if you want to diversify, because certain lock-in retirement corpus would be there, so that would be efficient. But other than that, go invest in mutual fund retirement schemes as well, because that would be a more liquid scheme, and you would be able to utilize it as and when required. Health insurance is must, because after your retirement, your medical condition, your illness chances would increase, and thus it would be important that you take a proper health insurance so that you don't have to face uncertain amount of expenses on medical and hospitalization. Repay all debts before retirement. So try that you repay all the loans which you have taken, because after retirement it would prove to be a burden on you and you won't be able to fulfill your retirement goals. Don't use retirement money for child's education if it can be funded through scholarship, education loan, etc. So it's if you are accumulating for a particular purpose, like you are accumulating wealth for retirement goals, don't use it for other purposes. Use it only for your retirement benefit, because if you are utilizing it other purposes also, you won't be able to fulfill your financial goal after retirement. So better that you fund your child's education through scholarships and all, and keep your retirement money for your retirement only. Be extremely patient and disciplined. So it becomes important to be extremely patient and disciplined when we are talking about investing, so that you could keep an eye, you could review your portfolio on regular basis, and you can see if you would be able to achieve the objective at a certain period of time or not. What if you fail to accumulate the targeted retirement corpus? Okay, so after doing all these things, even you thinks that you were not able to accumulate that much retirement corpus which was actually required. You don't need to worry. What all options you could think of is move to a smaller house. It would be better if you are living in a larger city where it's most costlier, and your house is costly. So don't leave over there. After your retirement, move to a smaller house in a smaller city where the cost of living would be more economical. Then go for reverse mortgage of your property. So reverse mortgage is like if you are owning your own home, your own house. So what you could do, you could mortgage your house to bank would be providing you regular payouts for that house which you have mortgaged. So it would create a regular income source for you. You have just put your house at mortgage till your lifespan which you are living after retirement, and the bank would be giving you regular payouts according to the value of your house. So this way you could generate a regular income source by mortgaging your property. Rent arbitrage. So if you are owning a good house and that's costlier, so it's better at, as I said, to move a smaller city, and to put that property on rent, because from there you would be able to generate higher rents. And where you would be moving in smaller city at smaller house, you would be paying less. So somewhere you would try to create a difference and get the benefit out of it. So that is called rent arbitrage. Now let's come to some chapter end questions. So question 1 is, growth oriented investments are suitable for which stage of retirement savings? So this we already have discussed in the video. Your options are option A, accumulation stage, option B, distribution stage, option C, income stage, and option D, investment stage. Choose the correct option. And the right answer is option A, accumulation stage. So we discussed in the video that how the whole retirement planning was divided into two stages, accumulation and distribution. What happens in accumulation stage is that focus is on investment and saving. We try to accumulate more and more money by investing in different pension plans, mutual fund retirement schemes, or different provident funds, etc. So that was in accumulation stage when we were making growth oriented investments. Okay, and then distribution stage was all about using the accumulated retirement corpus to meet our monthly requirements, to get periodic payments. Coming to question second, inflation does which of the following to retirement planning? Option A, reduces the periodic savings required. Option B, reduces the nominal return generated by an investment. Option C, increases the retirement corpus required. And option D is increases the value of corpus created. So choose the correct option. And the right answer is option C, increases the retirement corpus required. So again, let's come to the question, inflation does which of the following to retirement planning? So what exactly happens due to inflation? We understood that inflation reduces our purchasing power. It means the value of money, which is the value of money today will not be equal to the value of money in a future period of time. And thus we can choose the correct option, which is increases the retirement corpus required. So because the inflation is growing with certain percentage, certain rate, we have to save, we have to accumulate more, and thus the requirement for the retirement corpus will be increased due to the inflation in the whole situation. Now first option is obviously wrong because it says reduces the periodic saving. Inflation increases the need for saving and investment. It does not reduces the nominal return generated by an investment. Again, it's wrong. It does not reduce the return that is generated or return that is required. It does not reduce. Option D, increases the value of corpus created. No, it does not increase the corpus created. You have to look at the words. Okay, it might seem similar to you, but it has different meaning. It increases the retirement corpus required. So it increases, inflation increases how much money you will have to accumulate for your retirement. It does not increase the value of corpus that you have created. Increasing the value of corpus means your inflation is helping you to grow your money. It does not help you. In fact, it pushes you to invest more and to grow your money with a better return percentage. Coming to question 3, the retirement corpus may require review. Option A, every year. Option B, every time there is a significant change in financial situation. Option C, closer to the distribution period. And option D, not at all. Choose the correct option. And the right answer is every time there is a significant change in financial situation. So, not much to discuss about this question because it's very clear. Some questions are generally would be very logical, which will be asked in your exam. By understanding the question, you can get into the right answer. So, it is asking that if you want to review your retirement corpus, what would be the time period? Will it be closer to the distribution period? No, because almost your retirement stage has come nearby. What would be the benefit of reviewing once you have reached your retirement stage? So option C is obviously incorrect. Not at all is again incorrect because obviously if you are making any planning or investment, you need to review that whether your planning is going in a right direction or not. Every year again is not required because we are talking about retirement planning. So what is the correct option is every time there is a significant change in the financial situation. If we saw how there was a link in the methods that was used in approaching to the retirement, so income method and expenses method, so we can understand that how financial situation of an individual is very much important in planning purpose, in whether we talk about retirement planning or any other financial planning. So any change in financial situation also needs a review to be made in whatever plan you have made, whatever corpus you estimated. Question 4, which of the following is a solution to manage inadequacy of retirement corpus closer to retirement? Option A, invest in riskier assets. Option B, postpone retirement. Option C, reduce periodic savings. And option D, increase corpus target. Choose the correct option. And the right answer is option B, postpone retirement. So the question is saying that if you are not able to manage the retirement corpus that was estimated and you are closer to your retirement, what you should do? Should you invest in riskier assets? No, it's not advisable because you are at the life cycle stage where you have to look after capital protection because now money is very much important. You will be retiring, you won't be having a regular source of income that was your job, which was a main source of income. So at that point of time, taking risk or investing in riskier assets is never suggested. Even if it is suggested, it would be a very small allocation of your money that would go into riskier class. So investing in riskier assets, all that you have accumulated won't be advisable. So invest in riskier assets is the wrong option. Option C, reduce periodic saving.
It's again not the solution to manage inadequacy of retirement corpus. If you are not able to accumulate what was required, should you reduce? It is totally illogical and incorrect option. Option D, increase corpus target. Again, if you increase your corpus target, generally in the question you can see that right now only you are not able to achieve what you estimated as your retirement corpus. Increasing it will make the gap more larger. It means you are not it's not a solution, it's a wrong, incorrect option that is being presented in this question. So the right one is postpone your retirement. Postpone your retirement if possible. There are other options as well, but it's not mentioned in the question. I have covered that in video, that how you can manage something with your lifestyle. You can change your lifestyle, you can shift to a little affordable lifestyle, so that you can arrange to manage your living in that particular retirement corpus that you accumulated. There are other options as well which I suggested in this particular video. So I hope that make the concept clearer to you. Thank you for watching.